This is your dimension style right here. The dimension style. The dimension style helps the designer or the architect to place dimension on your produced drawing. This drawing, either isometric drawing, orthographic drawing, or on your drawing representation, either the plan view, the front or the end elevation of the drawing. So now we go to dimension style. This is our dimension style. Just like our text style, we have a default dimension style here. AutoCAD has already set that. This is our set current. If we have series of styles here, we can set a particular style here, make it current, or it to be active on the user interface. So this is the new. We want a new dimension text style. If we want to modify this particular standard text style here, dimension style here, we want to modify the standard dimension style here. We want to override a particular dimension style here. Let me make a new text, a new style name. Maybe CAD dim. A CAD dim. Continue. You go to continue. A CAD dim. This is our CAD dim dimension style. New dimension style CAD dim. Now we have to start to dimension our lines in dimension. This is the preview. We dimension our lines. We dimension our extension lines. This is our dimension lines. We want to set our arrows, the text in the dimension. This is the extension lines. This is the drawing, the origin. This is the angle of a particular the degree of a particular angle. Now we have to set the line. Now this is dimension lines. We're talking about these dimension lines here right now. Now the color of the dimension, should we leave it by layer? We're going to talk about layer in earnest very soon. So we leave it by layer, or we should leave it by block. For the purpose of this lesson, let's leave it by block. Let's leave it by block. When we go over our video on layers, we're going to set it by layers. Now let's leave it by block. Our line type, we also leave it by block. Our line width, we also leave it by block for the purpose of this our learning right now. The baseline spacing, our baseline spacing for our dimension. If we increase our baseline spacing right now, we say increase it to 2. We increase our baseline spacing to 2. We'll say increase it to 10. The baseline spacing for our dimension here, see. Now we're going to go to the extension lines. This is the extension line. Dimension 1 and dimension 2. You want to surprise your dimension 1. This is the first dimension. This is the first part of the dimension. You want to suppress it. You want to suppress the 2 dimension. You want to uncheck them. No, I know that. You uncheck the 2 dimension. Depending on how you want it to appear on the user interface on your drawing, you want to suppress both of them. You check them. Now this is the extension line portion of the dimension. This is the extension line here. Now how to set the extension line? You want to give the extension line a color red. On the preview here is colored. On the preview here is colored. And the line type extension line 1. You want to leave it by block. You want to leave it to be a continuous line. You want to leave it to be a continuous line, or you want to make it to be a broken line? Is that what you want? You want it to be a broken line? Let's say dash. A broken line. We'll come back here. If you want to make it a broken line, if you find here you didn't see a broken line, you go to load. You select it, and you come back and you select, and you OK. Now you see our first extension line is now a broken line. Our second extension line is a continuous line. Let's leave it by block for the purpose of this. Okay, let's make it a broken line for the purpose of learning. And line width, let's leave it to be 0.05. That's what we want. Our extension line, if we want to suppress anyone, our first extension line, we want to suppress the second extension line. Then extend beyond dimension line. Our extension beyond dimension line, if we want to increase this, our extension beyond dimension line, look how it's going to look. Let's make it 0.5 and see what is fine. You type 0.5, you type enter. that is the extension line from the dimension line. Now this is 0.5. This is 0.5. Then offset from origin. The extension line from the origin of the drawing is going to be, now let's leave it 0.2. Let's leave it 0.2 and see how it's going to be on the preview. On the preview of our drawing, 0.2, 0.2, you enter. Now you see the extension line, they've all projected away from the origin of the drawing. You can see that. You can see that for the dimension line. Now we want to fix. Do we want a fixed extension line? No, we don't want a fixed extension line. That's not what we want. Now that's for line. Now we go to arrows. The arrows, the first arrow, we want it to be a closed arrow. You see, is appearing here. Anything I do here is going to take effect here. That is the purpose. You want the second arrow, you want it to be closed view. This is the first arrow, this is the second arrow. Now the arrow size, you want to make the arrow size 1, enter. You want to make the arrow size has to be proportional to the text in the dimension. So when we go to our text, we're going to make it 1 also. This is the center mark for the dimension. We'll leave it as mark, don't leave it at none. This is the center mark here, you leave it at none. If you mark it, you want to make your dimension from this point, you have to leave it there. You want it to be a particular line. When you want a dimension, a center mark, maybe a circle or an arc, so let's leave it as mark. And this is how visible we want it, the mark to look like. Then a dimension break size. You want a dimension break size. If you have a particular dimension break size, you can come here and adjust it, and all that. Now let's go back. Let's go to text. Our text dimension text. This is the initial text style we created. Now this is the standard text style. Let's use our standard text style right now, or we can use our CAD text. You use our CAD text. Our CAD text is 2. CAD text height is 2. Now if we go back to our arrow, we'll make it 2 also. We'll make it 2 also, so that it's going to be proportional. It's going to be proportional. Text color, we'll leave it by layer. You want to give it a color for the purpose of learning. You fill color. No, we don't want to fill. We don't want that. We don't want that. Now the text placement, a vertical text. Let's say it should be above. A vertical text be above the dimension line. The horizontal text, let's leave it centered. The offset from dimension line, the text offset from dimension, let's leave it to be 0.5. Let's leave it 0.5. 0.5. The text has offsetted from the dimension line 0.5. Now the text alignment, let's leave it ISO standard. You see, it has now aligned on the dimension line. Let's leave it at ISO standard. Feet, let's leave it as 1:1, overall scale of 1, and overall scale of 1. Let's go to our primary unit. Our primary unit, for those that are doing engineering drawing, that use inches and millimeters if you want, but for the purpose of this learning, let's leave it at decimal. Let's go to a whole number. Precision should be always a whole number. You see how beautiful our dimension is getting right now? See how beautiful it's getting? Now that is that for now. Our precision should be 0. That's all we need for now, right? That's all we need for now, right now. The alternate unit, we don't need this. The tolerance unit, we don't need this right now for the purpose of this class. We don't need this right now. So we'll go back to our lines and make necessary inspection and see if what we set here is reflecting here. If that is exactly what we want. If it is what we want, we'll now click OK. Click OK. I will click close. And now we'll draw a rectangle, a normal rectangle. Come here and we click on, let's bring out our dimension to bar. Now we click on linear dimension. You say specify first extension line. We click on this endpoint and we click on this second endpoint. We'll bring it out. You see, you can palm it to the center. This is our dimension. If this is what we want, we can allow this to be. So this is the dimension style tutorial. The next tutorial is going to be table style.